I am Ambivert Brutal, and I'm collaborating with black metal artists. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing a band from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Can you please introduce yourselves?
My
Yourselves.
name is Philip Wood, and I play guitar, bass, and drums for Hand of the Wicked.
It's a pleasure to have you. So, for my first question, Hand of the Wicked was formed in 2021. What was the driving force behind creating the band, and how did the collaboration come about? Especially considering the involvement of members from 𝓑𝓻𝓾𝓽𝓪𝓵, Ford, Casket, and 𝓑𝓻𝓾𝓽𝓪𝓵. I hope I said that right.
And Sepulcher, yeah, it's a weird name.
I like
So
it.
Sepulcher was a solo project of mine. I was in a band for like 10 years, 9 or 10 years. I can't remember exactly how long, but so I did a lot of the writing, guitar writing for that band, and I played drums for it live, but I did a lot of guitar writing. So when that band broke up, I thought, what can I do for my guitar writing outlet? Because the other band I was in, I had no guitar writing involvement at all. That was totally the guitarist totally did all of that. So I got some recording equipment, learned how to use it, and started recording myself, and just it started evolving from there. So I put out 2 albums under In Sepulcher by myself. While doing that, a couple of my friends took some interest in like would periodically talk to me about possibly collaborating in the future. One, Landon Brown, he's a vocalist for 𝓑𝓻𝓾𝓽𝓪𝓵. Very, very talented vocalist, and I always wanted to have him in something that I did because his style really complemented my style. So I reached out to him. He and I did one song under In Sepulcher together, and didn't do anything for a couple of years. But so I put 2 albums out under In Sepulcher, and started talking to another friend of mine, Shauna, who I just learned the keyboards and it's very well. So her and I align a lot on our musical interests. So I talked to her about it, then I talked to Landon, and then I just started writing some stuff that was a little bit different from In Sepulcher, more melodic and more blackened. And Sepulcher is more of a death metal, blackened death metal, whereas Hand of the Wicked is a little bit more black metal elements, not as much death metal. So we started collaborating. The first EP took a while. We didn't exactly know where we're headed, but once we got a few songs in, we had a pretty good idea. So we finished that, put it out, I believe it was January 2023. And as soon as I put it out, I immediately started on the next one, which is what we just released today. Uh, that one, I felt like we really found our sound. Everything, like all my writing, like came really quickly. Shauna's keys, like within a week, we're done. She knew exactly what to do, and we all collaborated on the lyrics, and I think the vocals really came together with all 3 of us having input on it. So that came out today. Man, I hope I say it right. I don't even really know how to say it. Vidium Dolorum. Vidium Dolorum. It's Latin. I obviously don't know Latin.
Yeah.
Uh, so now that that's out, I'm actually already almost done with the third EP. The 3 songs, guitars and drums already done. I'm almost done with the fourth song. I've got the formula of 4 songs and an acoustic track. The first EP, since it took so long, I ended up getting a 5th song in there. So that's why that EP is 6 tracks, but they're going to be all 5 tracks going forward. Uh, I think I answered the question. I kind of rambled on and on and on.
That's good though. You guys have came a long way.
Yeah.
For my next question, so your music blends melodic, black, and death metal. How would you describe the sound of Hand of the Wicked compared to your other projects, and what makes this band stand out in the metal scene?
This song, this band is it's a lot more of like so. In Sepulcher, it's just like which is I still do it. I don't do it as much now because I focus on Hand of the Wicked. But in Sepulcher is like meat and potatoes. It's like it's a lot of death metal, a lot of banana riffs, like but the trim picking as heavy as I can make it. With Kind of the Wicked is there's a lot more of an emotional aspect to it. And the way we go about writing a Hand of the Wicked EP is conceptual. So the intended, um, the way the audience should consume it, it's intended to be one continuous track. That's how I record it. I record it all continuous. There's not a silent moment from the first second to the last second. It's all continuous. So there's that element of like the conceptual element, which I don't really add to anything. Uh, Shauna and I put a lot of ourselves into it. A lot of our emotions, and I think that's what really you could, if you were to define Hand of the Wicked, it's more of like an emotional black metal thing. Like when you listen to it, there are climactic moments that should give you chills. So, like if you're reading the lyrics and you're listening to it and really absorbing it, you should get chills from those moments. And where like the other bands I do, that's not element's not there, and really that element wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Shauna. She puts a lot of that in there, and I kind of piggyback off of it.
That's amazing. You guys work very well together, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, you mentioned the names of the song, but Passage of Centuries versus Vidiam Dolorum. Can you tell us about the evolution of your music from your 2023 EP, Passage of Centuries, to the upcoming Vidiam Dolorum? And what has
Yes.
changed in your approach to songwriting and production?
Everything that I put out, I started recording in the whole like audio production side of things in 2017. So with every new release, I've learned something. I've learned new techniques. I've learned more about how to balance sonic space and guitars with drums. Back like in the 𝓑𝓻𝓾𝓽 days, which I haven't done an 𝓑𝓻𝓾 album in a couple of years, my headspace was like everything has to be heard and it has to be loud. So I wasn't balancing guitars with drums and bass with a kick drum and putting the vocals up front. I wasn't really like trying to put the puzzle together. I was just trying to make everything as loud as possible. So I've learned a lot over the years of how to get a very I don't want to say like it's, so I've sent some stuff out to professionals and had them mix it, and like the industry standard sounds too mechanical, robotic, and the way I approach things is more of organic with an organic decay and an organic sound of all the instruments. So like I don't like compress everything real heavy, so you can hear things naturally decay and hear the natural sound of the instruments. And that's where I'm at now. Whereas like 2 or 3 years ago, it was just get it to make it as loud as possible. So Hand of the Wicked, its sound is different. We approach it differently. Like I said, putting ourselves in it. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's like I know what it sounds like, but I don't know how to
Or
describe
to
it really.
describe it properly. But I mean, that's a big difference. But I mean, once someone hears it, I'm sure they'll understand, you know?
Yeah. As far as the evolution of the sound of Hand of the Wicked, the first album, I was more lyrically involved, and where I get my lyrical inspiration is not as exciting. I think Shauna did a lot of the lyrics, and she has much more to say that I think people will relate to a lot more. So that I'm really excited about. I've listened to it over and over, and like I unintentionally memorized all the lyrics already, even though I'm not the vocalist of it. And our sound from the first EP to the second EP is it's kind of there's a little bit of comedy in there on my side. When I put the first EP out, uh, people will do reviews and they don't necessarily tell you. Yeah, they do reviews like especially from Russia. Like you'll see like if you go to your Bandcamp statistics where people are accessing your Bandcamp page, you'll see like where what countries are from. Like, and there's a website popped up, and they had done a review, and one of the things they said, I was really proud of it at the moment when I put it out. Like, this is the best thing I've ever done. But one thing they said that really stuck with me was it was a little monotonous, which unintentionally Yeah, I guess I could see that. I recorded everything in the same beat per minute, same tempo, because I wanted it to be a concept and continuous track. So there was some monotony with the drums, as it was basically the same thing for every track. 205 BPM at a two bar signature. So yeah, I guess that does kind of get old. After I read that, I listened to it over and over and over, and I started thinking, you know what, he's right. It is monotonous. So the next EP, I'm going to change it up and put some more variety as far as the beats per minute and the signatures. So every song is different. I approach every song differently. Not still within a concept or an overall theme for the entirety of the EP, but I approach each song as its own standalone thing so that I wouldn't have that same monotony. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud of it. I think it was the right move, and I think I'll continue to go that route.
So if you hadn't encountered that comment, do you think it would have been the same?
Probably, I probably would have found a BPM time signature that I was comfortable with, and
Yeah.
did a 22-minute EP with that. But
Wow.
it's those negative criticisms that are always the ones that make you better yourself
Oh, it's
musically
true.
or anything you
Definitely.
do.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. Change is good too.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so for my next question, what themes do you explore in your lyrics, particularly in 𝓑𝓻𝓾𝓽𝓪𝓵, and how do they connect to the broader narrative of the band?
Okay. I'll touch on Past the Centuries a little bit since I was more lyrically involved with that one. I took a lot of, well, in my everyday life, when something inspires me, I have a running note in my phone that whenever something inspires me lyrically, so I don't forget it, I type it in, save it. So whenever that comes up, I have some inspiration to start with already. So with Passage of Centuries, my inspiration lyrically, I'm not religious at all, but the Old Testament in the Bible is a lot of it is quite brutal. So I took a lot of inspiration from that, especially the book of Job and the book of Ezekiel. Those two are especially brutal. So I read those a couple of times, and a lot of my lyrical content is driven around those two stories. Um, I have since branched out, and I don't use that anymore. And that is a lot. I can attribute that a lot to Shauna. Shauna's lyrical style is from the heart. It's how she feels in the moment, and her lyrics are a lot different from mine, and I really like it. It got really loud for a second.
Oh, it's
I
okay.
really like the path she took, and I'd like to continue that because it's whereas like technically my lyrics are cool because they're brutal. Her lyrics hit home a lot and have a lot more meaning behind it, and people can connect with it way more than I can connect with Ezekiel, like killing a bunch of his Israelites. Like, yeah, that's cool, but it's not something I connect with. I don't
Yeah.
pers- I, there's no connection there with any of that. Like, maybe if I was more religious, it would be something I could connect with. But like on an emotional level, Shauna's lyrics you can connect with people a lot easier, a lot more on a deeper level with that.
That's amazing. So she's the lyrical one.
On the second EP, yeah, she wrote three of the four songs. I wrote the first track, which you can see my style is a little more brutal, a little more bloody, and then it still plays into her song because we set the theme as sorrow, just a sorrowful sound. The music was sounding that way, so I thought, well, the music has got a lot of sadness to it. We should have a theme of sorrow, just what it's a powerful emotion, and so, but mine is not as it's not as elegant as hers is. I still think it all ties in really well. And then our vocalist Landing, he when he came in, he refined everything and made it in a much more tighter packaged for delivery. Like his delivery on those vocals, like Shauna did her scratch tracks, I did my scratch tracks, and then Landon's where it's like just really pretty and perfect attack, perfect delivery, and his particular vocal style really complements our musical writing style.
That's so informative. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's good though.
yeah.
Okay, so for my final question, how was the recording process of Vidiam Dolorum? Did the remote nature of your band members' locations influence the way you created and recorded this EP?
Our recording style is at convenience. It's we don't try to rush anything. The worst thing you can do musically is rush it, because if you rush it, then you just end up with a lot of filler that is not something you can connect with. And that's another reason why I stick with EPs, because I only want to put out the very best songs that we can create. That we can go for an album in a 2 year clockwork time span, but then you're gonna have 3 or 4 songs that are just like forced and
Yeah.
uh, not really. It's the filler stuff. So cut all that out. And it took us 2 years in total to put Video Delorum out. But all 4 songs are, in my opinion, like top tier, the best we could produce, and it's at our own pace. I recorded a lot of everything at my house. I have a studio in my house. Landon and I live in the same town, so whenever everything's done, he comes over when he's free, and we take our time. We do 1 song each session, and that gives us time to review the song if we want to like fix something, correct something, change something if it's not jiving right. Shauna, she lives in Oklahoma City, which is about 4 hours away from where we are, and she records when she's free, and she takes her time. Like everything, every note, every second is meaningful, and that really shows in her writing. I'm a really tough critic, and so far Shauna hasn't sent me anything I didn't like. Uh, I I when I write a riff, I generally am inspired just in like everyday life. I hear something somewhere out and about at work, grocery shopping, and I keep that tune in my head, and I go home and I kind of like noodle with it. And usually that one riff inspires the rest of the song. So I build around that riff, which is usually going to be the climax of the whole riff or the whole song. The second track, I don't know if anybody will recognize it, but the second track, the opening riff is only played. It only occurs once in the whole song. That is influence from the video game Fallout 4. And it's part of the Far Harbor DLC. There's a few different scores in there that occur, and this particular score, I played the crap out of that game, by the way. So that's why I made it into the song. This particular score, every time it showed up, I was like, "That's a banger. That is awesome." So I turned that into a black metal song,
You
and
like awesome.
yeah, and every time I hear it, I'm like, "That's so sick." And then the
That's
rest of the song, obviously the song it decays off into kind of like a acoustic sound, and then it turns into a different song. But that opening riff, it's powerful. It gets you excited, and it gets you to want to stick around and hear the rest of the song.
that's amazing. I love that. So like the change. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very informative. And that was actually my final question for you.